everybody, my name is Heather, aka Alia. Alrighty, welcome back to Mythological Monday. Today is episode 2, which is going to be focused on Greek mythology, which is very popular, as everyone knows. But I'm just going to kind of go over the basics, kind of like I did in my last video about Japanese mythology. So to start with the creation, similarly to Japanese mythology, the world started with just an open chaos. So chaos was the original deity, and she was just the entire expanse of the universe. And then from her, 3 deities were born. Gaia, the deity of the earth; Tartarus, the deity of like the depths of the underworld, the depths of hell; and then Eros, the deity of love. And then Gaia and Chaos procreated to give birth to Erebus, the deity of darkness, and Nyx, the deity of night. Erebus and Nyx procreated to form Aether, the deity of upper air, and Hemera, the deity of day. And then Nyx created by herself a series of deities or gods that included but was not limited to Hypnos, the god of sleep; Thanatos, the god of death; and Nemesis, the goddess of revenge. There were more that she created as well. And then Gaia, by herself, created Uranus, the deity of the sky, and Gaia and Uranus together procreated, and the first set of children that they gave birth to were the 3 Cyclopses, the one-eyed monsters. And then they gave birth to the 3 100-handed Hecatonchires, the 100-handed monsters. And Uranus really did not like these creatures. He thought that they were ugly. He really didn't like them, so he banished them to the depths of the earth, where they could never be seen, which was the equivalent of Gaia's womb. And then Gaia also gave birth to 12 Titans with Uranus, and these Titans were their children. And then Gaia was very mad at Uranus because Uranus was a bad father, and not only had he banished their initial 6 children, the Cyclopses and the 100-handed creatures, to the depths of her womb, but he was also just a really bad dad to the Titans. He wasn't very involved and all that fun stuff. So Gaia and the Titans, specifically the youngest Titan, Kronos, the Titan of time, they schemed together to overthrow Uranus and to kill him. So with a sickle that Gaia had created, Kronos took that sickle and killed his father Uranus. He cut off his genitals and castrated him and threw his genitals into the ocean. And it's not known exactly whether Uranus officially died, or if he just went into hiding and stopped being involved, but basically his reign was over. And then Kronos, the Titan that had killed or castrated at least Uranus, became the new ruler with his the rest of the 12 Titans. And so from the castration and possible murder of Uranus, when his blood fell to the earth, the giants, the ash tree nymphs, and the Furies were created. And then from his genitals that fell into the ocean, Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, was created. So during the reign of the 12 Titans, Kronos procreated with his sister Rhea to create what would be known as the gods. And there was a prophecy that Kronos would be overthrown by the gods. And so he did not want to be overthrown. He did not like this prophecy at all. So in order to combat this prophecy, he ate his children. So he ate all of the gods, and they were just sitting in his stomach. And yes. And then he was eventually overthrown when Zeus, the youngest of the gods, the god of lightning, and he tricked his father into drinking something that would make him throw up, and so he threw up the rest of the gods, and that's how they all got freed from his stomach, because Rhea had lied and had hidden Zeus from Kronos, so that Kronos didn't know that Zeus was his son. So Zeus was not in Kronos' stomach. He was like a serving boy, and so that's how Zeus was able to give Kronos the drink to make him throw up and save his siblings. And then once the siblings were out, Kronos was still in power, but he was old and he didn't have the ability to like fight his children all on his own. So he called on his siblings, the rest of the Titans, and there was this big war between the Titans and the gods, and the gods ended up winning, and Zeus became the new leader, and the rest of the gods also came into power. And so that's kind of the present of ancient Greece, is that the gods were in power. Zeus, who I mentioned before, who was the god of lightning, and then his brother Poseidon, who was the god of the sea. Hades, who was the god of the underworld. There was also Ares, the god of war. Apollo, who was the god of the sun. He kind of took over and became the god of the sun. He was also the god of other things. He was the god of a lot of things, but the sun was one of them. Artemis, who was the new goddess of the moon, as well as archery. Athena, who was actually Zeus's daughter, and she was the goddess of wisdom and battle strategy. Then there's also Hermes, who was the messenger god. Hestia, who's the goddess of the hearth. I'm gonna say it wrong. Hecate, the goddess of magic, as well as numerous other gods. There were a lot of gods. And then there were still some of the original titans, deities, everything like that. So there were a lot of deities, and they were all like really specific to certain things as well. As for monsters, in Greek mythology, so there's the Cyclops and the 100-handed people who were Gaia and Uranus's children, who were trapped in the earth, and they were actually freed because they helped the gods overthrow the Titans, and so they were freed from their prison. There was Medusa, who was cursed to have the snakes for hair and turn people to stone if they looked her in the eye. A lot of the monsters were formed either as children of gods, due to like the gods procreating with nymphs or people, or different things like that, or from people who were cursed by the gods. So a lot of like the monsters, like I said, Medusa was cursed, so a lot of them were also from cursed people. So yeah, here's my little introduction to Greek mythology. Sorry for not having as much energy as I had in the first video. I'll try to have more energy for the next video, but I'm really tired. So I'm just proud of myself for filming this and getting this out there because I'm dedicated to my series. I'm going to post every Monday. Please. I know I'm not the most consistent person, but I'm really trying to be. So every Monday, new Mythological Monday video. Yes. Leading up to the release of Cell in June 1st. I'm so excited for Cell, like you guys have no idea. It's so good. Like, I'm not even just saying that because I wrote it. Like, I will go back and read it and be like, dang, I'd read this book. Like, this is such a good book. It makes me so excited all the time. And I really can't wait for you guys to read it. Anyway, that is all for today's episode, and I hope you all have a good day.